Okay, so a lot of people want to know where we've been, what's been going on, and why there haven't been as many videos. So this kind of goes back to a point that I stated a long time ago. When one bad thing happens, kind of like a domino effect, and then it's multiple bad things, thing after thing after thing, and each one gets more and more extreme. And the past few months have been like the best example of that. Let's start way back. And I'm gonna try my best to keep this as short as I possibly can, so it's not like an hour-long video, but you know how that goes. And there have been a lot of things going on, so I might forget some things, but we'll try to recount everything to the best of my memory. Number one, health problems. It was a combination of kidney stones and having 2 holes in my teeth on both sides with exposed nerves. That was so bad. I was getting migraines, I couldn't eat, and there was a whole lot of just nonsense. And also the kidney stones, which was just destroying me. Back problems, spasms, all kinds of, like, I didn't know what was going on. And of course, when things happen that you don't know of, like, your brain goes to worst case scenario automatically. So I didn't know what was happening. During this, there was one instance where I was on the phone with Scarlett, and she actually helped me figure out what it was, because same thing happened to her like a long time ago. So luckily I was able to find out what it was, and I was able to like drink things and eat things that would help with the process. I still have it. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's still there, but at least I knew what it was, so it helped manage it a little bit better. And then I finally went and got 1 out of 2 root canals, so at least there was that helped calm that pain down a little bit. So that was the first of many things. Number 2, Vicky. That is a whole video in itself, and I explained exactly what happened on stream. I'll probably include that video at the end of the stream, but long story short, Vicky's the person that came over here from London that we had talked to for 2 years, who had apparently lied about everything and came over here to basically use people as an ATM. That's long story short. So that was a whole thing in itself, which ended up doing a lot more harm than I ever expected. In fact, I'm still trying to recover from that, but yeah, that was a whole thing. So that didn't help matters at all, not at all. Number 3, YouTube. Where did this start? It probably started, I'm gonna say it started with the community guideline strike that we got for a Raka Raka reaction that we did, which I didn't understand because the original video was fine and the original video was still up. At first, I had assumed that they had took the video down, but they didn't, and there was nothing that we did in the reaction that violated anything. So I appealed it, they denied it and said that it still stands. So along with that, that removed a whole lot of things. It removed us being able to stream and just a lot of things that we needed. So that in itself got me a little paranoid about what we could upload and what we couldn't, because if they issued a strike on a skit that was clearly fake, it wasn't overly violent, and in fact they approved some videos that was more violent than that one, so I didn't get it. And those videos were from Raka Raka as well, so I have no idea what YouTube is doing right now. But my thought was, what are we going to get in trouble for? Like, what do they consider too violent, or what is strike worthy? So that just got that initially slowed down the reactions, because I didn't know what was safe to upload and what wasn't, because of the whole foolishness that they started. And then, to make matters worse, it seemed like starting from there, YouTube started getting worse and worse and worse and worse in what they were doing. So luckily, Akasan and Attack Slug, they warned me on things that YouTube are about to put in place, or that they're doing now. So the first was a new copyright ID tool that they released to help people copyright claim videos. Now, people were already abusing the system as it is. For instance, this company called Rooster Teeth LLC, which is fake, not the real Rooster Teeth, was copywriting all E3 videos. they copyrighted all of the ones I uploaded and other people's as well. And this was a fake company that was pretty much just making money off other people's stuff that didn't know it was a fake company. Kind of genius when you think about it, but they were definitely abusing the system, and that kind of stuff happens all the time. So I was like, with this, what's going to happen now? So that's another thing. And then the very next day, all of a sudden we find out that YouTube is banning people for saying that they're streaming on Twitch. So if they say, I'm doing a stream on Twitch, check it out, boom, they ban the channel. So I was like, oh boy, that's just wonderful, because when you can't stream on YouTube, you can only stream on Twitch. So I moved over to Twitch, and then the only way to alert people is by letting them know you're streaming, and apparently that's spam according to YouTube, even though YouTube stole their whole streaming idea from Twitch anyway, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, that was another thing. So I had to go ahead and go through every single one of the videos that were uploaded and delete the ones where that was mentioned, because, you know, we had a channel that would go down years ago, and we made this one, and I'll be damned if it happened again. Like, no. So YouTube doing all this stuff, I'm like, all right, well, now I got to work harder and harder and harder just to make sure that things stay and line up and we can actually do something. So it was just a whole lot of unneeded stress that YouTube was introducing, but I have no idea. I don't know where the head's at, but that was one of the many things that we had to do to make sure everything was cool. Next, Microsoft was I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. Let's just say, all right, Microsoft released this update for Windows 10, the Creators Update, which proceeded to break computers. Pretty much, you download this update and all hell breaks loose. You start getting blue screens, and I was getting about 20 to 30 blue screens a day when I would do anything, edit a video, be on YouTube, whatever, randomly, blue screen, blue screen, blue screen. So nobody knew that it was the update that did it at first. So I was looking through everything. I was taking things apart, trying to diagnose things for at least a week. Then I found out it was the update. So I completely reinstalled Windows, still doing it. I bought a new hard drive and moved things around, and things were cool for a little bit, but then still doing it. It's still doing it now, matter of fact, but it's a lot less than it was before. So that was another thing that stopped progress, because there was I forgot what video that I wanted to upload, but that video was delayed like 2 weeks just because of the blue screen nonsense. So it's like one thing after another, after another, after another, and it was just like, honestly, it was just so draining. I'm like, Jesus. It's just, sometimes it's just ridiculous for no reason at all. Like, I didn't understand it. Now, one good thing that did happen after that was my birthday, and Scarlett threw a hell of a birthday, and it was all a surprise for me because I knew she was coming down, but I didn't know what she had planned. And she threw all this together, and I was blindsided. And that's a whole nother video that I'm uploading, because I want to let you know exactly what happened and show you the streams, and you gotta see this and hear it in detail so you can know what was planned. It's ridiculous. It was a hell of a thing. So that was one good thing in the midst of madness that happened. And then right after that, I had to take Zoe, who is the mother to pretty much all the cats that are in here. I had to take her to the hospital because she had a tumor that burst open on her stomach. Now, it started as a lump, and I was paying close attention to her because I wanted to make sure that, you know, she wasn't in any pain. And while the lump was there, she was fine. She was jumping around, bouncing around, doing this, doing that. And then the day after my birthday, it exploded. And what's this? I'm not going to describe it, but I had to take her to the hospital, and then I would take her there today, and then find out that it's breast cancer, and that there's only a 10% chance of it being benign. So it's most likely malignant, and she has to have surgery and a bunch of other things. So there's that. So like, it's just been a ridiculous whirlwind of events, and that unfortunately, that slowed down videos a lot to the point where I don't even know if we have like 5 uploads for the month. It's ridiculous. But it's just a whole lot of uncontrollable events. Now, regardless of that, we're gonna get back to filming, because filming and doing videos is what honestly helps me keep my sanity when stupid things happen. That and people like Scarlett and everyone around keep my mind going. So tonight we're gonna get back to filming. I'm gonna get back to streaming, because when stupid things happen, you gotta work harder to offset what's happening. And unfortunately, because of the computer and other things, I haven't been able to do that, which is why I've been going batshit crazy. That's no-no. So I want to appreciate everybody's patience. I know some people, they default to the idea of we're getting lazy, we're getting too comfortable, and this channel sucks now. It's unfortunate, but people will have their opinions. The reality is, it's been a crazy, crazy time. It's been a ridiculous time. But even with that, I appreciate those of you that are still around, and we're gonna get back to doing everything that we need to do. One thing I did want to do, though, I did want to do the Glass trailer reaction with everybody, because both Juanita and Scarlett never saw Unbreakable or Split, and while they were here, we watched both of them, so they're caught up now. And unfortunately, we weren't able to do the Glass trailer together because of time constraints. But Joe and I will be doing it, and I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen any of the trailers yet, any of the trailers. And that's why we haven't done the Comic-Con trailers, because they came out on my birthday, and we had Scarlett had planned this whole big event that we were doing, so kind of just leaving that and doing reactions, that would have been kind of disrespectful. So that's why we haven't done them, but we will definitely get to every single trailer that we've been missing, because we have a lot to do, and I can't wait to get back to this, to get my mind off the dumb stuff that's happening. It'll be good. It'll be a good change of pace, and staying busy helps you get things done and you know, not focus on the bad, focus on the positive. Although, one of the biggest things I will say that happened during my birthday, I don't know how she was able to do it, but Scarlett got Shelly Shell, which is one of the most amazing people we have in our community that sends some of the most amazing fan mail ever. She got her to come down here. Like, I was face to face with Shelly Shell, and she's an amazing person, and she brought fan mail like with her, so I got to open it right in front of her. It was a surreal experience, and the stuff she got, like I said, I need to make a whole video just for my birthday, because that was such a good time and a good break from all the BS that was happening. So it was a good time, and I finally got to meet Shelly Shell and talk to her for a little bit, and hopefully she will be coming back a lot, because she's way more talented than I could have even imagined. But yeah, that's an update as to what's been going on, a much needed update, because leaving everybody hanging, that's not a good thing, because then when you don't say anything, then you kind of understand why certain people think that you're just being lazy, you're not doing anything, because without an explanation, that, you know, what else does it look like? So that's what's been going on. I apologize for being away for so long, and regardless of what happens, we're going to continue working as hard as we possibly can to make the best content we possibly can. I'm gonna keep streaming, I'm gonna keep making videos, skits, short films that we're working on, including one big one that we're starting in probably about a week. And I appreciate every one of y'all for still being here and for understanding. Life is crazy sometimes, but you gotta kind of roll with the punches and not fold under the pressure. But yeah, we're still here. We're gonna continue doing what we do, and love y'all, appreciate y'all. I'll check y'all out later. And you know what? I'll include that in Vicky videos just so you know what happened. Peace. I'll go over some of it now, and it'll explain why certain reactions weren't done, certain videos weren't done, like the Deadpool review that we didn't do, even though we saw the movie the day it came out. So let's start somewhat at the beginning. Now, I don't know how many of y'all know about somebody by the name of Vicky. Yeah, Tim knows what I'm going for, what I'm talking about. So, Vicky was a person that we talked to for about 2 years. When she first contacted us, she gave this story. Spoiler alert: we found out she was a pathological liar. That's the end. Now we'll go back to the beginning. So, she contacted us and said that she did makeup in movies, primarily Marvel movies. She worked on Captain America and other things, and she even sent me some cell phone footage supposedly from the set. And I believed her because there was no reason for her to lie. Like there was no reason. So she worked on this movie and that movie, and we talked to her on and off throughout the years. It's been a couple of years. And then she wanted to come to America because supposedly she was working on the new Creed film. And not only that, she was going to get us on the set so we could meet people, possibly get in the film, and a lot of other things. So, she was hyped to come over here because she wanted to, see Avengers with us, and she had connections to Marvel. And she said that the day that we went to see Infinity War, it was a good idea to wear, cosplay costumes because Marvel was going to be watching, and her agent was going to connect us directly to Marvel. We was going to get FaceTime calls with Marvel, and we would get to talk to people at Marvel and etc. This, and this. Pretty much promising us the world, and even though she wasn't able to deliver anything when it was all a big lie anyway. So, because of that, even though I couldn't really afford it because YouTube has been screwing the hell out of everybody, I said, all right, well, if it's this big, and well, the epic music is about to kick in. So, I love this part. Okay, so even though I couldn't really afford it, I spent over $1,000 on costumes to wear to the Infinity War premiere because I said, all right, if they're gonna watch it, then we have to represent. And she was like, yeah, get the most expensive ones you can get. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So we went ahead and did that, and getting the costumes was really difficult because it was getting close to the deadline of the film, and to get the really good costumes, it takes like 3 weeks for them to make it and send it. So that ended in me traveling to New York, going to like 10 different stores. Now I was on Discord. I was on Discord with Tony, with Juanita, with Ace, with Scarlett, and a bunch of others who were finding stores for me to go to in New York so I can get these costumes. Went from place to place to place all over New York on the day of the movie. And ended up in finding the last 2 costumes because she wanted to be Black Widow. So I got 2 different costumes for her, which ended up being like $300, and a Star-Lord costume for Joe, which was almost $300. So all in all, I spent over $1,000 for these costumes. So I got on a bus, came back, and we went to go see the movie. And after that, nothing happened. No word, no anything, because according to her, all of this stuff was gonna happen, and just nothing. Then all of a sudden, the Creed film that she was supposed to be working on, all of a sudden she found out that her agent lied to her about it and had her fly all the way to America when she didn't have anything to do with the movie. Now keep in mind, this is the agent she's had for years, and all of a sudden she picks now to lie about this film for no reason. Let's just remember that an agent only makes money if you make money. So you mean to tell me that your agent risked her job to lie about a movie and had you fly all the way to another country, knowing that when you got there nothing would happen? So according to her, her agent got fired and all this other stuff, and she was so distraught about it. Initially, I was like, damn, that's messed up. But then I started finding out that, like, I started putting the piece together and things just didn't add up. She was supposedly going on meetings with people to find out about the movie, but yet these were Tinder dates. Which led in her going out on this date with somebody from Tinder, and then going to Atlantic City with him for like 3 days. She just met this dude, but then went to Atlantic City for 3 days. So there was that. Then there was also we wanted her to be in videos. So we had her in a couple of videos, and she was drunk in every single one because she was an alcoholic. So yeah, this is her music for this. So she's an alcoholic. She's drinking and getting high every day. So, and in a few of the videos she was in, our audience hated her. Like every one of us gets hate. Like every guest that we bring in the video, they get hate. And you know, it's regular. Like people hate on Travis, people hate on Ace, people hate on us. They hate on Jamie. Like they call her all kinds of names. I'm like, that's regular. But yeah, here we go. Perfect music for this. But the hate that she was getting was ridiculous. And initially, I was like, you know what? Everyone gets hate, so it's whatever. So I was defending her at first. And then came that Super Villain Bowl video, which was absolutely terrible. And when we initially did it, she didn't want me to upload it. She's like, just redo the reaction. I'm like, in a reaction, we can't redo it, because if we redo a reaction, it's fake. We don't do fake reactions. Our reaction is real. Yeah, we may play characters, but our reaction is always real. Watching a video, especially one that long, is not possible because we've already seen it. So you want us to re-watch a half an hour video and act like it's the first time we've seen it. It's not possible, and I refuse to do it. I'm like, we're not gonna redo a reaction. We did it, we have to upload it. So she went into this big spiel about how it was gonna cost her jobs because she looks bad in the video, and she's gonna get fired from Creed or whatever like that, when she didn't even have it anyway. But eventually it came to the point where I said, she can't be in any more videos. She can't be in any more. And I ended up snapping on her to the point where she started crying. Joe and Ace were there, and she, you know, did this whole production and Broadway play to the point where I looked like the bad guy. So they both said, no, you can't do that. You can't, you know, you can't talk to her like that. You apologize, you gotta fix it. So I said, all right. I went and apologized, and we worked things out, and I explained to her why I snapped on her, because one of the things she complained about. All right, this music is too epic. I'm getting hyped. I'm gonna start yelling. One of the things that that was the issue is she costed me so much money, because all right, let's run this back. Here's why she cost me so much money. I spent over $1,000 for costumes we didn't need, because initially Joe said we can just wear cheap costumes, but the way Vicky explained it is if Marvel's going to be watching. So I'm like, if Marvel's going to be watching, we can't go in cheap costumes, which we should have done anyway. But I'm like, if they're going to be watching, we have to have official costumes. So I'll spend the money, even though I didn't have it. So spent all this money on costumes we didn't need when nothing happened. That was a whole lie. Marvel wasn't watching, and etc. Now, the day she left to go to Atlantic City, she broke my pipes because she flushed a tampon down the toilet. I'm gonna let that sink in. She flushed the tampon down the toilet, and that destroyed the pipes. So, I'm not showing the picture. I'm not showing the picture. That's disgusting. So, that destroyed the pipes. I had to call a plumber over here because I didn't know what was going on. I just knew the pipes were, the toilets were overflowing, and it was a mess. So, call a plumber over here. He had to, run a snake in the pipe and then line and all that, and that ended up causing the tampon to burst the pipe downstairs. So all the water was just flooding through that hole into the basement. Now I went down there and I saw something sticking out the pipe, and I thought it was like a bag or tissue or whatever like that. So I didn't initially know what it was. So I took a picture of it because I had to because I'm renting this place, so I had to call maintenance and let them know like the pipe burst and whatever like that, because they're the ones that take care of finding the plumbers to come here and all that. So I took a picture of it and I sent it to Scarlett. She sent it to Juanita, and Juanita said that's a tampon. So I went down there, I looked at it, I'm like, holy shit, it is a tampon. A tampon destroyed all of it. And of course, I knew where it came from. So I was already pissed off about that. So that costed me money. Because when that happened, now it's our fault. Because that's the reason, that broke. So she comes in here 2 days later from AC, all happy and drunk and whatever like that. I'm like, this is what happened. The pipes burst, and pretty much it's your fault because you did it. And first of all, she's saying she didn't remember doing it. And then she's saying that she thought it was fine because she does it back home. So she pretty much cost me all this money. So because of that, I was on the computer all the time because, this is my job. I edit videos, I do YouTube, etc. That's how I make my money. So I'm on the computer trying to make the money she lost, and she's pissed off that I'm not spending time with her. I'm not going out to the bar with her. I'm not doing this and that. And I'm looking like, how am I going to do all this when I have to make money? That doesn't make sense. I'm not going out and partying when I can't pay my rent now. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to, what in the world? Hey! Damn, Jon Snow, what you doing, baby? You over there doing all kinds of... Damn, appreciate that. So she's pissed off that I'm not spending all this time with her partying and etc. when I'm on the computer making money. And she's the reason why during my God of War streams I apparently was angrier than normal, because I didn't even realize, like, I knew I was raging because of the game, but multiple people told me like you were different in those streams, like you were angrier than normal and etc. And she was definitely the reason, because the 3 weeks that she was here, it was just hell. It was complete hell. She was costing me money. She was loud. The first thing she told me when she came here is she was a neat freak. But yet every single day I was cleaning up after her. Dishes, the bathroom. She would use a roll of toilet paper in like 2 days. And it was just a million and one things. I'm not going to name every single thing because I'm going to be here for like a damn year just explaining all the things. So it was just a lot of money that she costed me. And she was just lying about everything. So fast forward, I snapped on her. They said, no, you can't do that. You gotta apologize. So I said, all right, I apologized to her. And then she went into how she was going to pay me back for the pipe. She was going to help pay the rent because the Marvel thing didn't work out, and she was going to pay for this, pay for that. I'm like, okay, all right. Nothing ever happened. Never saw any money. So I started getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And I said, all right, I'm not going to snap on her, because if I snap on her, then I'm the type of person where I have a lot of patience. But then when you wear that patience out and you piss me off, I will snap on you and I will hurt your feelings for life. I'm that kind of person. That's why I don't like to do that. So I said, all right, I'm gonna chill. I'm going to just keep it to myself and I'm gonna work on stuff so I don't snap on her, because I want to avoid doing that, because I will destroy her. So I'm on the computer all the time. I'm streaming, I'm doing videos, I'm doing other things, and she's pissed off that I'm not going out and partying and all this other stuff. She bothered Trapson, Joe, and Ace for a whole entire week to go out. So they said, all right, finally, we'll go out. So they finally go out with her, and number one, she's pissed off that I'm not going out. But this is, keep in mind that I have a kidney stone and I had two cavities with exposed nerves and infections. So I was having migraines every single day to the point where I was in tears. So I'm like, no, I'm not going out, because if that flares up when I go out, then I'm gonna be miserable. So no. So she was already mad about that. So they went out. I stayed home and I ended up going to sleep. Now come to find out that half an hour after they went out, she wanted to leave because she didn't like the place that they were at, and she was calling. She called like 3 dudes to meet up with, to leave them and go meet up with them after you bothered them a whole entire week to go out. So she finally finds one dude, the dude in Atlantic City, and to try to get over there, she gives the story to Joe that she needs to go to Atlantic City so she can get $1,000 from her ex. So she wanted him to give her $40 to get an Uber to Jersey. He pretty much said hell no, because he didn't have it. So she ended up ultimately getting the Uber and leaving them, and was initially going to go to Atlantic City, but for whatever reason, she ended up just coming here. Left them and got an Uber back here. So they come in, and I've never seen Trapson pissed off before. I've never seen that man pissed off, because he's the nicest person in the world. He's just as goofy as we are. Like, if you ever sit in one of our conversations, we're like the stupidest, goofiest people ever. Like, we just make these goofy jokes and we're just happy people. But he was so pissed off. He said, never again. Never again is he going out with he's never going anywhere with her. Never again. And I've never seen him like that before. I'm like, it's bad. The whole time she was here, I was just annoyed and pissed off. Like, I was just like, and Scarlett was trying to get me to talk to her. I'm like, I can't talk to her right now, because if I talk to her, I'm going to do something or say something that I regret. So I don't want to do that. I can't talk to somebody when I'm already pissed off like that, because I'm going to snap. So I couldn't do it. I'm talking about somebody named Vicky who was staying here for like 3 weeks. So ultimately, that led to a friend of hers coming here from the UK. Now, Vicky's story was her friend really wanted to come, was doing YouTube and really wanted to meet us and wanted to work on some stuff. So she was going to pay me to stay here for a week. I'm looking like, okay, well, I need money. That's perfect. Come to find out that was a lie too, but we'll get to that later. So her friend ended up coming over here, and she spun this whole story to her friend how I was ignoring her. And here's where I got pissed off to the point where I ended up kicking her out.
Ken, we're not losing. We'll never lose.
Hey,
we'll never lose it.
Bloody's a sub now. Appreciate that, Jon Snow, aka Bill Gates. Damn. Appreciate that. Bloody's actually a sub now. Now you can use these emotes. All right. So, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. You're making it a good night. So, let's put on some music. All right. Oh, Moose, thank you for the bits. Appreciate that. Okay, so little did I know that she was attempting to turn everybody against me, all my friends against me, Joe and Jamie and all that. So she spun this story to her friend Carrie and Jamie, who is silent, by the way.
Ken, we're not losing.
Hey, another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Damn, son. So, I'm sitting here on the computer one day, and then Jamie randomly comes over here, like, Vicky and Carrie are upstairs. So, Jamie comes over, and right at the moment she comes over, that's when Vicky comes down. So, I'm looking like, okay. Jamie just shows up unannounced randomly, and that's when she comes down, so I already knew what it was. I'm like, alright, so she spun this story to Jamie about me, and they're gonna try to triple team me. I saw it coming a mile away because I'm very perceptive. So I'm like, okay, all right. So I'm on the phone with Scarlett at that time, and I told her what was gonna happen. I'm like, I bet you this is what's gonna happen. So she's already pissed off because she already hates Vicky at this point. So I'm like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen. And I kept on the phone the whole entire time. So I come downstairs, and of course, then it starts. So everything she's told Jamie and Carrie at this point is a lie. She said how I've been ignoring her, how I've been disrespectful to her, how I've done this, I've done that, and all she's been trying to do was help, and I've been, you know, pretty much being an asshole. So I'm like, nope, not at all. I explained exactly what happened. Then she tried to say that the whole costume idea was my idea, and she never said anything about it, which was a lie. I said how I spent so much money on her. Her rebuttal was that she offered to give me the money back, and I said no. She said how me and my father has been using all her toiletries, which I bought, by the way, even though I didn't use any of it. So she tried to pin all the stuff on me. I'm looking like, okay, all right, that's really funny. I'm like, nope, not at all. So it got to the point where I said exactly what was happening to the point where even her own friend was like, well, this stuff doesn't make sense. Like, I'm like, exactly, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Like, you can try to turn things around on me though, but like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Like, I'm not that kind of person. You're not gonna sit here and lie on me, and I'm gonna sit here and just like, oh, okay, well, nope. We will not have it. Nope. We don't do that. We don't do that. So I pretty much explained everything to the point where they're like, okay, well, I don't know why she would do that. I'm like, exactly. And I tried to explain she's a pathological liar. She is a liar. So she had this conversation with me. She's like, you never told me exactly how much you need. That's why I wasn't able to give you anything. So I knew it was bullshit. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm gonna give you the exact number, and then we'll see what happens. So the next day, she's supposed to be. What she said is she was gonna go to the ATM and get me all the money the next day because the money wasn't in her account. The money was getting in her account the next day. I'm gonna explain to you why I knew that was bullshit. Now, she came over here from the UK to do makeup in Creed and this Luther Vandross tribute party, which was supposedly so big, and then Tony found out it was a $10 party anybody can go to. But the way she was explaining this party, it was like it could make a career, and she was gonna get us VIP tickets to it when anybody could just walk into that party anyway. But she didn't have the makeup for it, so she needed to buy makeup. The makeup ended up being like $150, and she couldn't afford it, so she was trying to get us to pay for it. You come all the way over here from the UK to do makeup, and you don't have the stuff you need for a party? Pathological liar. So flash forward to the next day. Now the next day, in my mind, I'm like, if she doesn't pay me this money today, I'm kicking her out. Unfortunately, that was Joe's birthday party, which was also the day we were seeing Deadpool. So the next day, it happens, and she's acting like nothing ever happened. She's acting like she didn't just lie on me to friends of mine and try to turn them against me. And I'm sitting here seeing how she's operating. She's over there laughing and drinking and giggling and doing all this stuff. Never talking about any money. She's talking about going to the store and buying costumes to see Deadpool, but never once talking about the money she owes me. So I'm like, okay, all right, we'll see what happens. Now, our plan for the day was to go bowling and then go see Deadpool, like, and then come back here and have a cake and say happy birthday to Joe and have a good time. The whole day I'm pissed off because of her. She's just working my nerves and she's acting like nothing happened and she's not talking about any money. So I'm like, okay, all right, we'll see. So we go bowling. She goes to the ATM multiple times and she's buying drinks for this person, that person. Never once saying anything or giving me any money. We go see Deadpool, and by this time, I'm watching the movie, and I'm loving it because Deadpool was an incredible movie. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, at the end of this, I'm going to fucking snap on her. So, at the end of that, still nothing. So I'm like, all right, well, here it is. And I told everybody what was going to happen. I told everybody. I told Joe, I'm like, apologies. But when we get to the house, shit is going down. She's like, I understand completely. Because it got so bad that Joe had called me a few days prior, and he said, I understand exactly why you snapped on her. And I'm sorry for stepping in. And the next time you do, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to say anything. That's how bad it is. Joe's the nicest person in the world. But it got to the point where Joe hated her. Ace hated her. Everybody hated her because of how she is. She's an ugly person. And I don't mean just physically, because she is. Because if you see her on Instagram and Facebook, you got these Photoshop pictures with 3 hours of makeup, and she looks gorgeous, but then you see her in real life, you're like, what is that? Who are you? She looks like a troll. And I'm not saying that because she's an ugly person inside, but she's also ugly outside. That's just the way it is. It takes her 3 hours to put on enough makeup to look presentable. And even then, she really doesn't anyway, because she looks like a piece of shit. But, you know, that's life. So I let everybody know. I'm like, shit is going down. They're like, I understand. Do what you got to do. So we get back to the house, and I make sure to talk to Carrie first, her friend Carrie, because Carrie is the nicest person in the world, and Carrie had no idea she was walking into a shitstorm. And then I come to find out that she's been using Carrie as an ATM too, because ever since Carrie has been here, she's been getting Carrie to buy everything for her. So she's pretty much a fraud and using everybody for money. So I let Carrie know, like, nothing against you, but she's getting kicked out tonight, and you can stay here. I have no problem with you staying here, but she is going to leave. And then, you know, I explained to her what was going on, and then I asked her, because I wanted to know, I'm like, when she told you to come here, she told me that you were going to pay me to stay here. Did you actually say that? She said no. She said that I was going to get an Airbnb, but she convinced me not to because she said I could just stay here for free. I'm like, I figured as much. And I told her what she said, and she's like, at this point, she sees how much of a liar that Vicky is. She's like, I can't help her anymore. Like, I tried, but, you know, it just doesn't make sense. Like, she keeps digging herself a hole deeper and deeper. I'm like, yep. So I let her know. So she's like, do you want me to tell her first before you talk to her? I'm like, yeah, tell her. So she goes there and tell her. And then I let everybody know, you're going to see a Broadway play in about 5 seconds. Right on cue, she comes stomping down the steps, crying and screaming like, oh my God, somebody tell me where ATM is so I can give him his money. I'm looking like, you already know where the ATM is. What you telling them for? You've been at the ATM. You know where the ATM is. So what is this play for? And at this point, nobody cares because we all hate her because she's just showing us she's a piece of shit person. So then she leaves and she's crying back and forth all night. And then Carrie feels bad because she feels like she's trapped in this situation and she feels that, I'm going to kick her out. But I let her know, like, you don't have to leave. You can stay here. Vicky has to go. So after talking to multiple people, she's like, all right, she's on her own. Flash forward the next day, I woke her up. I'm like, you got to get out. Because she, after this crying and Broadway plays, she went to go sleep. Went to sleep. So I woke her up about 8 o'clock in the morning. I said, you got to go. She's like, all right. She packed the stuff and called the Uber and went outside. She had 3 suitcases. After she got the third one out the door, I slammed the door behind her. And it was funny because she turned around. I guess she expected me to go out there and say something. But I'm like, nope, leave. So, Carrie goes out to, you know, say the final words. And then she starts snapping on Carrie, saying this is all your fault and go over there and shoot your damn videos. And she's like, don't put this on me. You the one that did it to yourself. I'm like, how are you going to snap on the friend that you brought out here in the shitstorm? You knew what was happening. So why are you snapping on Carrie? It makes no sense. So Carrie pretty much says, you're on your own. Because I'm not following you into whatever situation that you're going in. So she comes in and we have this hour-long conversation about all the lies that Vicky told her. And then I come to find out that she owes her so much money too. So I'm like, all right, well, she owes us both money that we're never going to get. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, because of good old Vicky, financially, my situation is pretty fucked for like the next few months. So that's why I appreciate all the support, because people have been supporting above and beyond, and I appreciate every single one of y'all, because it's been super hectic, especially with this YouTube bullshit now. It's like that combined with the health stuff, it's just been like a ridiculous combination of bullshit that's got my head all screwed up. So I just want to say I appreciate every single one of y'all, because y'all mean a lot. Like, we're like family at this point. Like, it's been ridiculous. It's been so crazy, to the point where I haven't really been able to stream as much as I wanted to, because there's so much other stuff that I have to take care of, and the whole financial situation. The only reason I was even able to damn, Jon Snow at it again. Jon Snow at it again. Oh man, appreciate that, and thank you for all the bits. Thank you for all the bits. Vicky is 14. No, Vicky's not 14. Who said she was 14? No, Vicky's like 30 something, not 14. And she looks like a cave troll from Lord of the Rings. But yeah, the only reason I was able to pay my rent last month is because Scarlett paid the whole thing, because that's how in the hole I was. So it's been a ridiculous time, ridiculous, and like it's so much bullshit on the back end that I had to take care of and deal with. It's been so hectic. On top of the fact that my father's going through health issues, and I have to, you know, had to help him out and deal with that too. So it's been a combination of bull. Because you know when the bullshit happens, it's not just one thing. It's multiple things, because I swear life tries to test you and see how much you can handle before you break. It's been so many things happening all at the same time. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's like, what the hell? So that's one of the reasons why the Deadpool review wasn't done, because the day we saw it was when all the shit went down. And of course we couldn't record a review like that. And then after that, it was just like, it was just a hectic time, so we weren't able to do that. And like, I hated her so much that when I initially uploaded that Super Villain Bowl video where she just destroyed the whole video and was throwing popcorn and being a complete idiot, I initially made comments allow only because I wanted to filter out all the bad ones. But when that happened, I just gave free reign to everybody, and I approved all the negative comments. And then I took her mod away so she couldn't delete it. So I'm looking like, I approved like 200 negative comments. I'm like, boom, there it is, locked in time. Like, say whatever you want. Because initially I was defending her. Like, when I defend you and I'm somebody that's helping you, and you turn around on me and try to turn people against me, I'm looking like, are you serious? Like, nope. Perfect music for this. I'm looking like, you messed with the wrong one. Like, We lost subscribers because of her. People legit unsubscribed because of her. They said it was so bad they see her in a thumbnail and they won't watch the video. And I can't say I blame them because she destroyed videos. She destroyed videos. She was loud. She was obnoxious. She didn't know what she was talking about in most of them. And it's just the fact that she's a pathological liar. Everything that she said was a lie. Everything. She knows this person. She knew so many millionaires. That was her story. She knows millionaires in Philly, in New York, in Delaware. She knows people with mansions in Delaware. She knows this person, that person. But yet she couldn't talk to anybody and get $150 makeup. She ended up getting Jamie to get it because initially Scarlett was going to buy it. But then when I saw what was going on, I'm like, don't even do it. So then she tried to get Joe to get it. Joe said she didn't have it. So then she went to Jamie. And then Jamie ended up getting it. So yeah. It's been a very, very difficult and trying time. And a lot of bullshit to deal with that's still not done yet because the Vicky shitstorm is gonna be around for the next couple of months until I get financially stable. Because this whole YouTube shit happened just at the right time. Like, oh, you're struggling? Okay, let's go ahead and increase that. So good job, YouTube. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Where can I watch a reaction with her? Oh, I'll show you the worst one. I will show you the worst one. If you want to see a reaction with the human cave troll, then we have the Super Villain Bowl one. We don't really get dislikes on our videos. Not much. This one video, we have the most number of dislikes in our whole video history, I believe. How many? 236 dislikes. Pretty much everybody in Europe is attractive. That's Vicky. Drunk, high, and with 3 hours of makeup. 3 hours of makeup.
So you go to Europe.
We getting married, right?
But
Okay.
you can't buy me a pizza.
Fuck no.
I need a visa, so yeah.
Okay,
I'll just
perfect.
marry
Then we getting
everyone.
married.
See?
You staying loyal.
See, that's how it is.
No
Right.
dark-skinned men. Go to the
Harley Quinn.
Who said that? Where are my clothes? Well, I hope you got a good float night, little
Pop
buddy,
down.
'cause you ain't seen this chemical booty again.
Damn. He took a picture.
The uniform has a lot of accessories.
Vicky, everybody. Let's go ahead and mute that because the sound of her voice makes my eye twitch. So eventually she starts throwing popcorn around and just being a complete idiot because she's drunk as hell. Trying to cringe challenge. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. She's talking to everybody and distracting everybody, and then she's just being a complete piece of shit in human form. And then she's doing that shit. And then she's doing that shit. And then didn't even clean it up afterwards. So yeah. That is the human piece of shit known as Vicky. My thing is, there was no reason to lie. There's no reason to lie. We have our own thing going on, and we've gained so many amazing followers and viewers, and such a beautiful community, and so many directors and producers and big people that we actually are blessed to talk to. So we already have something established. You don't need to brag and lie about stuff to meet us. If you want to meet us and hang out, then just say that. Then you can come over here, we can hang out, have a good time. Then we know what's going on. But don't promise the world and say this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and then mess up the situation and then try to screw me over. There's no point in doing that. Like, there's no point in being a pathological liar. Like, why? Why do it?
That's something that people made up.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape?
What the hell did you do that for?
So I can kill him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she a badass.
The bus crashed.
Mom, what bus crashed?
Michael escaped.